I usually don't order the master cases for any brand unless I've got a toy show coming up. And a year ago, I actually had one coming up, so I went ahead and ordered the M&J BRE Skyline GT-Rs, in which, yeah, obviously, if anybody knew about this release a year ago, it got delayed a year. So I finally received them, and going through my master case, I received something I've never personally seen before, at least not in this example. Like, obviously, I've seen like maybe two or three of them in collectors' hands, but those were ones that were produced from the factory and stuff. They were intentionally designed to be in a clamshell. The one that I got was obviously a mistake. Someone at the factory somehow messed up and threw this pre-production onto the line, and it made it all the way through into packaging. And the best part is, check out the bottom. Number 166. He even got a serial number on it. And if you don't know anything about Greenlight, their pre-production models, they put not for sale on the windshield, so obviously so this doesn't happen, so it doesn't make it onto the assembly line, and people know that it's pre-production. It's not a final say in what it's going to look like. So as you can imagine, I was pretty shocked when I opened up the case and I saw this. And the funny thing is, like, when I first opened up, I didn't notice the windshield at first. Like, the first thing I noticed was a black base, because each case comes with 48 cars, and they all have just a bare metal chassis. But I saw one black base. I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. So I figured it was just a variation, and I started going through all the other cases to see if I could find another one with black base. Well, I didn't. So I'm like, that's just kind of weird. I'm just going to check the windshield just for fun. Not really expecting anything. And sure enough, I saw the not for sale. And you can ask my wife. I couldn't say anything for like the next 30 minutes. I was just so floored. I'm like, there's just no way. Because I'm huge into collecting pre-productions for Greenlight. I've got maybe like 30 of them now. But I've never had one in the package, because the package ones are just so incredibly rare. Like, they normally don't do that. They normally only have them loose. So I think somebody might have gotten in trouble for releasing this one. Don't know. But I don't know. It's just, in my opinion, like, well, not in my opinion, like, it is my favorite collectible that I have out of everything I have, out of the Green Machines, M2s, Hot Wheels, you name it. Coins, anything. Like, this is my favorite piece now, just because of what an oddball it is. I've never seen another one that made it through production and it's stamped with a number. I mean, what are the odds? A lot of guys said I should go buy a lottery ticket, and I probably should have, because, like, this is never going to happen again, but I didn't, so I don't believe I have that much luck. I think I burned it all off on this one. Anyways, some of the differences that I noticed is that the pre-production, the white is a little bit more yellow. So you can see, like, this one's more of a clean, crisp, bright white, and this one's a little bit more yellow. And on the pre-production, there's this little stamp here. I'm guessing that this is an error, because I went through the other, like, 47 BREs that I have. None of them had this. And I can't imagine that that's a symbol that just happened to make it. But it's there. The turn signal is a slightly different shade of orange. The red itself is different as well. So you see, like, this one's a brighter red. This is a little bit more of a dull red. And if you look in the windowsill, this one has red trim on the inside, and this one does not. And if you look at the chase for the series, it's got a little bit of red going on. Not too much. Obviously, the biggest difference is the pre-production has a black base versus the normal release has a raw metal chassis. I also noticed that the tailpipes on the pre-production is a lot more crisp and a lot more noticeable than all of my other BREs. The other ones just kind of like have it like just kind of like someone got a little marker and quickly marked it, versus this one is a lot thicker. The tail lights are just a little bit different. The white dot inside of them's got a little bit different of a shade. I think that was pretty much it though. So not too many differences, but it's still pretty cool to be able to see what it could have been and what they actually did come out with. I think there's another thing I noticed was the BRE on the pre-production is a little bit higher, which probably not gonna be able to tell in this photo. Anyways, I just want to show you guys that crazy find. So I've got, I guess you can say, a complete set now. I've got the chase for it, I've got the normal release, and I've got the pre-production. At least of the normal release. I don't have the pre-production of the chase, which I'm guessing if I was able to find a collector that had that and wanted to try to buy it from them, it's not going to come very cheap, because the chases or the green machines tend to go a lot higher in price because they're a lot more sought after, even though when it comes to pre-productions they're all produced pretty much in the same numbers. But obviously chases are just way cooler. But yep, I hope you enjoy this quick video of this little oddball. And if you haven't got one of these yet, even the normal release, you only need the chase. Try and get one. This is probably my favorite green light that they've done, at least the Nissans or the Japanese cars, which they've got a lot more coming this summer. The chase, disappointed in, because I'm a huge green machine guy. I've got a wall of green machines, which I'll probably do in a future video. So I was hoping there'd be some green on it, like maybe green tires, or instead of red, green, instead of blue, green chassis even. But they just decided to go with the bare metal. I guess they're trying to copy M2 in that sense, because obviously with M2s, the raws are they're a huge hit. And because they've become such a huge hit, Greenlight's like, oh man, we gotta follow along. But I'm guessing maybe within the case of the MiJo Exclusive that Greenlight didn't have a say in this one. This is more of an MJ choice, which is kind of weird, because if you look at their other super chases, well, the normal chases, I wouldn't call one of 200 a super chase, but they have green tires. This one, nope. But no worries, still a cool piece to own, and nice little piece of history. Anyways, enjoy your day, guys.